Good evening, folks. Coming at you from J&P's Bar and Lounge, 169 Remsen Street, here in pretty downtown Cohoes, New York. I'm your host, Matty D, and this is the first Wednesday acoustic interview session. Tonight, I bring to you my good friend, great singer, great sax player, exciting guy with lots of stage presence who's in at least 3 bands and plays solo out all the time. Give it up for Dillon Rivers, folks.
Yes. Hello, Matty. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm glad you were able to be here, Dillon. So.
Yeah, I know. I posted a Facebook thing the other day about roughly 3 years ago today. I filled in for you for the first time next door, and that was about a year or two into you starting this whole Remsen music experience, and it's come a long, long way.
Oh, thank you, buddy. You know, I do remember that. I saw the post actually, and I loved your flyer. You just took one that I made of myself and put a big red X through me and photoshopped yourself in next to me. And that was one of the more fun ones I've seen. But
I thought it was just low quality enough to be perfect.
Oh, I love it, buddy. Well, yeah, that was a long time ago, but wasn't that long, though. What'd you say, 3 years?
3 years ago.
And I was about 2 years into everything, 5 years. That's the whole thing's happened in 5 years or less. That's really something, huh? But
yeah, I look back at the time, and I don't know where it went, but mostly good things are happening.
Yeah, mostly, I would agree with that. Mostly good things are happening. Speaking of good things happening, I've thought about which one to go to first. Let's just jump straight to the Hallelujah hat trick first. So first off, I know there was Hallelujah hat trick before, but they were more of like a Grateful Dead, like jam type of band and stuff. You guys are taking the name, but it's a little different. Like, yeah, tell me a little bit about this. What's going on?
Yeah, so for 4 years, I joined IMI, an existing cover band, but I mean they had a lot of jam features and a lot of obscure covers. And
you guys were actually nominated for something like Jam Band or something, weren't you? Or
we were World Music this year, and I think Jam Band last year. We didn't win either, but good to be nominated.
Oh yeah, it's always an honor. Always an honor.
And so we started with IMI, and recently we switched drummers. Anthony Dezo, fantastic drummer, he went full-time with the Il Funk Ensemble. And then we gained George, and he's been incredible. He's got a big smile on his face the whole time, roots reggae guy.
Oh, George is great, and George is in like 4 different... I don't know, he didn't know who I was the one night at September's 2, but I was talking to him a bunch, and he's like... And I could tell he was a little confused, because, we all meet each other, like, a bunch of times. There's a million people there. We forget who this guy or that guy is. And I'm like, Dillon Rivers. No, like shades, the hat, the saxophone, that guy's in your band. And he's like, oh. But, yeah. So so you got George in there, and you got Johnny, and you got Marcus, and Justin.
Yeah, so we went from a 4-piece to a 5-piece, and we gained a keyboard and another vocalist, and Marcus Newkirk is fantastic.
Dude, he's amazing, and his brother Eris is amazing too, and doing great things with Hilltop. And
yeah, I met them both 4 or 5 years ago, and they lived with my bass player for a couple of years in order to really establish themselves musically. And Marcus wasn't doing anything for a long time, and then he thankfully discovered that he's got a hell of a voice, and he can play pretty much anything that he sets his mind to, and so he just put some stickers on his piano and stayed in his bedroom for a few months, and now he's a keyboard player.
Dude, that's awesome. Now that you mention that, I'm remembering the one time I went to see you guys when it was all IMI at the time. Was that party way out in the middle of the woods somewhere? Was it Johnny's place or a place that's...
Oh yeah, Johnny has his
is it Johnny Fest?
70-acre compound in Galway.
Yeah, and I that's the first time.
Kitty Fest. That's a tribute to his late mother, actually. Coming up in about a month.
Cool. I have to say that's the first time I ever heard Marcus sing, and I was like blown away. I was like, wow, this guy's really good. And I was like, somebody's like, oh, that's like Eris's brother, and I'm like, I knew Eris a lot from Rustic Barn and just Hilltop being on the hustle around, you know, and the previous incarnation of Hallelujah Hat Trick there, you know, like.
Yeah, so going back to that, they were a three-piece originally while living together, and they're big Grateful Dead guys, so they started sort of a Jerry Garcia project, acoustic three-piece, and it did really well, and they came up with that name, Hallelujah Hat Trick. I'm not really sure where it came from.
Great name, bro, either way.
I'm a big fan. And
kudos for a couple of the guys who were part of that project being on board here and using that name. I really like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it sort of works now really well because George writes reggae songs. I write funk, rock, and R&B, and it's sort of anything that comes to my mind. And Marcus has a really soulful sort of R&B side to him. And so that's the hat trick is the three songwriters that we brought together. Dude, and Marcus and Justin and Johnny bring their own flavor to all of it, and it's really exciting.
Dude, that's the, you know, I didn't even think about that fact that the hat trick is because I was going to ask you about how bringing three songwriters together and having it work like that, all of a sudden, like, and for you guys to be having like, you know, 12 songs or original songs or something like that, and they're like, so quickly, and I'm like, how did this happen? And you're like, well, we each of us brought like 4 songs, and we each worked out our 4 songs, like, from you, from Marcus, and from George. And I'm like, that is a real hat trick. It's amazing. Something like that to come together like that is a rare, I would say.
Yeah, it's been cool. And I love the difference between all the sounds, but at the same time, with the same 5 musicians playing. And I like singing harmonies a lot, so I'm really happy to have Marcus that can belt his ass off, and it's really exciting. But yeah, we actually... I mean, now that we're off the ground, we just recorded 4 new songs on Sunday that we're going to debut at Center Street Pub in Chris's next Friday and Saturday, actually.
Oh, sweet. Next Friday and Saturday. So, would you say Center Street Pub, Schenectady?
Yeah,
and Chris's Mid-City Tavern, Bonanza. All right. The Hallelujah Hat Tricks in action. Yeah, well, you know, because we got so many different things going on. Let me move to next here for a second. The Psycho Mutton Chops thing, because I know Todd Jackson from the Rustic Barn and everything. And Todd's a crazy dude, and he's a fun dude. And so, tell me a little bit about what's going on with these Psycho Mutton Chops. Yeah, another great band name, by the way.
No, they're awesome. We got a lot of good feedback from that. And it's a new logo. But yeah, Steven is the brainchild behind that whole thing, and he does have the mutton chops to prove it. And so, you know, he comes from actually being a metal guitarist, and he's a sound engineer and all sorts of stuff. And so, you know, him, Dave Morelli, and me got together, and he's written a bunch of songs. So Psychobilly is the genre, which is a mix of 50s, 60s, surf rock, rockabilly, and a couple other things, but we just have a lot of fun. I play tenor sax mainly in that band, but we do some sweet oohs and ahs in the harmonies, and and Todd recently joined us. Yeah. He's 3 gigs in now and doing really good things. He's a very fun guy to play. I enjoy drummers that look up and are happy to be there. And smiley and.
Todd is happy to be there for sure, man. You know,
he's having a good time all the time.
Heck yeah. Gosh. All right. So we got that. What's next going on with Psycho Mutton Chops? You guys got anything on the books right now, or is it?
We have too much on the books, actually.
Oh, really?
Well, it's a great thing to do. So
there's music coming, Bob. Don't worry. This is.
I was told it was going to be closer to 7 o'clock than 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, that was me. You see, that's what we've got. Shout out to one of our.
Don't even mention my name.
Okay.
One of our good friends is wondering when the music will begin.
That's right. We're not going to keep them waiting for much longer. But okay, so look them up. Psycho Mutton Chops. They got all sorts of stuff going on out there too.
We're playing all over. We're playing Chris's again. We're playing at September 2's. I will not be a part of this show, but June 14th, they are having a benefit. And Big MD and a couple other bands are playing. Yep. It's going to be really good, so I would check that out.
Ginger Jesus was almost going to be on that too, but there's other things going on. We couldn't make it happen with everybody, so yeah. But September's 2 on June 14th. That's another one for a good cause. Yeah, let's see here. What else do we have? Mixed Roots Reggae. Mixed Roots Reggae. We might as well hit.
Yeah.
We're going to do the Hallelujah hat trick of your bands now.
Yeah, so we brought George in, late last summer when we decided we wanted to do mostly original music, and he already had Mixed Roots Reggae pretty well off the ground, which is a real nice roots reggae. I mean, he's from Ghana, Africa, and he's got a couple buddies on hand drums and keyboard and stuff that came over as well, and they are all fantastic musicians and fun guys. But that's been a great group. We play anywhere from 5 people to 9 people, and his wife is on trombone, and it's a really high energy, fun atmosphere that we play with. Pete O'Hearn and Brian from actually Dr. Ja, half of that band is in Mixed Roots as well.
Oh,
Shout
okay.
out to them.
I didn't even know if I realized that, and I believe we are on. I'd have to confirm this and look at my calendar and everything, but I believe that Ginger Jesus is supposed to be on Ja Fest this year. So I don't know if there's a chance that you guys would be over there too. I mean,
that would be fun, but yeah, that is coming up, and
well, and I'll tell you, one way or another, we're going to be built together soon because, between you and I was helping people move some equipment today, and there's going to be some new things coming soon from the owners of the Slide and Dirty food truck and the former Twisted Fiddler, and love to put up a show together, maybe with your band and my band and maybe Kai McClinton band, something like that.
I think that would be a great build.
I think it would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Tim and all those guys to figure out their next chapter. It was a really cool hangout space the last 2 years when they were in Troy, and it was sad to see them go, but he was very confident that it was not his last stop.
And in the meantime, before the next big venture actually debuts, and before we can tell you more about that, which we can't right now, it's a secret. But in the meantime, you can check out Ophelia's down in Albany, where they're working with another good buddy of mine, Shane Spillinger, in the kitchen there, and up at Nanola in Malta as well. Nanola up in Malta, Ophelia's down in Albany. Both great joints to check out. Shout out to those guys. And actually, that was where we got to see the debut of Hallelujah Hat Trick last Thanksgiving Eve show, and you guys really blew the doors off down there at Ophelia's.
Yeah, that was excellent. A lot of people didn't know that half of those songs, that was the first time we ever tried them out live, and it really actually, going back to it, it helped me solidify all of that, and it was a lot of fun to improvise in front of a live audience that was really digging our sound, and that was one of the first times that I had 50% original set in front of a live audience, and the reaction was really awesome.
It was gangbusters. It was to the point of where, like I say, there were several other venue owners there, including one of the ones that you're playing at shortly coming up, who were impressed by you, and that's the best way to do it, man, is show them. Showing is better than telling, right?
Yeah, well, I was happy for that opportunity. I knew we had the chops for it, obviously, and it's exciting to get it off the ground. But yeah, it's a different feeling to have people react to music that you wrote yourself rather than regurgitating somebody else's. And
that's true, and no disrespect. I mean, we both love to play a whole bunch of covers and stuff like that in various circumstances, but it is a different feeling of like, I built this, and people are like, they'll be like, oh, what was that song? And I'll be like, that was our song. And you're like, you're kidding me, It's like
yeah, people come back to you and tell you, damn, dude, that one original was really good. I'm like, okay. And it's cool, but
I'm trying to get my friend up here on the
I hope you don't wear your voice out.
I'm talking real quiet there. I'm not supposed to mention his name, so
Dillon's known for his mouth never going dry.
No, we mentioned it earlier. I'm not sure what he means by that, but I'll take it.
Let's go.
What do you say, Dillon? I think the people are demanding the music. I think we should relent and give them some of what they really want.
All right, we've exhausted. much of our conversation. We could talk for hours, but I'm supposed to play here, so.
We could talk for hours, and you know what? There might be a follow-up segment, before the second set. So let's get the first one rolling. Dillon, thanks for coming here and being a part of my first Wednesday acoustic interview session.
I appreciate it, my
Thanks
brother.
for all of you who are here. Hope you enjoyed the conversation. Now you know Dillon Rivers a little bit more, and he's a beautiful human being. So.
Thank you, guys.
Nice job, guys.
Salud! Salud!
Salud.
Press pause, Bob.
Music. Don't tell me you need to take a fucking break.
I got it.